This next video is titled Egg Freezing Prenups. Oh, yeah. And thruples. Black women are breaking the rules.
Hearing y'all talk about everything and like how y'all feel about your futures, and it kind of makes me feel a little left out because I feel sometimes confused about what I want. I do know that I do not want to have kids unless I'm married. But when I sit and think about it, am I ready? Because I've been in a position where I almost got to the point where I'm talking about baby, and then I really think about it like, I don't know if I could be with this motherfucker for 60.
How old are these women? Seems like we have, because, we already have Melissa Ford there who was talking about having kids and how she won't be able to anymore. You see so many older women, like, you even had Dr. Shannon Bryant and other elderly talking about how they plan to have children sometime in the future. I'm like, how old are these chicks, bro? But anyways, we do see the egg freezing title there. Let's keep listening.
5 more. I got to see his ass every day. 65 years.
And also, like, getting involved in the entertainment industry really early on, everybody has Peter Pan syndrome. So it's just like, how do you
even choose?
Yeah.
But I feel like, can I offer for you? I think the modern woman gets to choose. Mm-hmm. Like, I think our mothers and grandmothers and them probably felt like they didn't necessarily get that choice and they went the way of marriage and all.
This chick always has the answers. She always has the answers in all the videos I've reacted to her. She's the first to serve some tea.
All the things, because that's what it had to be. But because we are so non-traditional as women, we don't have to make that choice. It's not dire anymore. Sure, our uteruses have timelines. Yeah. But even that there's a breath of fresh air in that, in the ability to freeze eggs and the ability to adopt or to create families in ways that are different and non-traditional.
I always feel like if it's not meant for me, God is not going to let it happen.
So now we're bringing God into it, huh? Have they read their Bibles? Do they know how traditional the Bible is? Incredible.
Recently, my aunt would, because I'm like the last cousin with no kids.
Me too.
Yeah, and they're all like, well, is that?
Surprising.
Where are your children? My aunt was like, Jessica, you can have your kids by yourself. You don't need no man. Who my best west side? Just have your kids by yourself.
They done gave up.
They gave up. They're like, girl, where the kids at? And I'm not gonna let me not finding Prince Charming or me not getting married stop me. Like, I'm going to have kids. Like, I'm going to have children. I don't care if I got to go down to the clinic and say, I want that one. I'm going to have my children. That's not the end of the road.
Sometimes, because
you heard it for yourself. Jessie Wu said she doesn't care if she can provide those children with a father figure. If she can't find herself, because there's a lack of good men, guys. There's no good men left. Oh my goodness. These chicks are ready. They're great candidates, right, for wives, but they just can't. There's no more good men left. They don't exist. But she's saying, I'm going to have kids. And she's okay with those poor children not having a father.
I was married. I'm divorced. I ended up raising my kids by myself anyway.
This is Kevin Hart's wife, right?
So you never know how it's going to play out. So
marriage is
ex-wife.
Guarantee.
That's not a guarantee.
Yeah. Well, see, that's something I knew, but that's why I made it clear. That would be an example, like for me, that I would want to set. Like, look, we tried. We was married when we had you. Ain't work, and now his ass is out. I'm saying it based off of experience because my sisters had kids. One of them was married with one of the children, wasn't married with the other. But I saw their struggle, and I do know that the one that was married, he's still around and still prevalent in his child's life.
As a child that came from a marriage, I mean, both of my parents met in church. My father was preaching. My mom was a choir director. Like, she did it the right way. And 2 years ago, I was dating someone. Like, I really thought this man was going to be my husband. Like, it was just in a short amount of time. He really love bombed me when I look back at it. But I remember calling my mom and crying to my mom. I was like, Mom, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get married. My mom said, take your time. Like, yes, I was married and I did everything right. But she said, I gave you the wrong father. I did it the right way, but I gave you the wrong father. for me, that really stuck with me because I had never heard anybody say that to their kid. I would never just want to just give my children the wrong father for the sake of saying, well, we were married first. I would prefer to be married. But more than anything, I would prefer for my children to have a healthy upbringing, even if it's just me.
Modern day.
If it's just you, you're increasing the chances of them not having a healthy upbringing. Insanity. And blaming the father. What do? He cheated? You know me, I think you should work that out. Yeah. Work through it. Cheating, work through cheating. If it's not something that's continuous and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it could be really bad here, right? We could find out that he was like putting his hands on her or some type of chronic cheater, which I definitely think there's grounds there. So I'm not going to talk about that. What I do remember, though, when it comes to Jessie Woo, is, man, it's hard to forget. It's hard to forget. It's hard to forget. Here's why, because you might be thinking like, Chisha, why are you so adamant in assuming that these chicks don't drink coffee? I remember this video by Jessie Woo talking about Kevin Samuels a while back. Do you guys remember this?
A whole chicken nugget. A whole chicken nugget. And what is you look like a chicken nugget with glasses on, okay? So who died and made you the beauty police?
So she didn't like the fact that he would ask women to rate themselves, and many of them would give themselves delusional ratings. But Jessie Woo believed that she knew better than Kevin Samuels. And I'm not saying he was perfect, because I don't agree 100% with anybody at all. But when it came to KS, he revealed a lot of facts that were 100% true about modern women. A lot. That were 100% true about modern women. A lot. And she was here talking shit 3 years ago on this video. And today is saying, you know what? I think I'll probably be single. A single mother, and I'm okay with that without a man. When really, KS would have probably said, hey, I'm not surprised by that, seeing as how you are a modern woman.
Who did that? Who did that? Who died and made you the beauty police? Here's the thing. Saweetie is literally, by beauty standards, one of the most gorgeous people most of us has laid eyes on. And when I say beauty standards, I ain't gotta go into all that. You guys know what society's beauty standards are, okay?
So she didn't like that Kevin Samuels rated Saweetie a 6.
Without makeup, she is gorgeous. Like, that's just really, I don't think that a lot of people would come into the comment section and debate that with me. But then they go on and they talk about just how basically he starts off by what you look like with no makeup, like without your hair done.
First off, there are people who hate the whole notion. There's a scale or there's a Eurocentric standard. Yes. Girl.
You know, not to be up there. But then when he goes on and he talks about these other women that would have been 9s and 10s, do you guys notice something? Like, what do all those women have in common? Dorothy Dandridge, Diane Carroll. What do all those women have in common? They don't look like me. They don't look like me. They're not dark-skinned. You know what I mean? So already you're telling me that you're a colorist on top of that.
So that's definitely a lie. We know that he rated Kelly Rowland, I think, like a 10, right? So that's definitely a huge fat lie.
Because literally the lighter women are what you would first consider to be 9s and 10s.
So that was her 3 years ago. And this is the tune she's singing now, right?
I would never just want to just give my children the wrong father for the sake of saying, well, we were married first. I would prefer to be married. But more than anything, I would prefer for my children to have a healthy upbringing, even if it's just me.
Modern day woman has so many more options open to her without society's judgment or expectations.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for the Black family?
I think it means a lot of things. I think, because we also are talking in a traditional sense of heterosexuality here, because there's so many more representations of what family looks like. The modern day woman gets to release herself from those constraints and gets to have a freedom around being a world builder. Everything is just not one way, black and white.
And they're going to somehow fit God into this.
But we still hold on to these traditions because that's what tradition is.
But you call them constraints, and then you also call them tradition.
Yeah, because to me, tradition does feel like constraints.
They can be constraining. I remember going down a rabbit hole on TikTok with white women talking about being trad wife. There's a trad wife side of TikTok where you have white women telling you that being a traditional wife is not what it's cracked up to be. Even to your point where you were like, well, what does that mean for the Black family? The white family is breaking up too. I think sometimes it's just like,
these chicks are like, it's not just us. Oh man, imagine being happy that families are breaking up. Bro, if you're a man that values marriage today, gentlemen, listen to me. It doesn't take long, bro. It doesn't take long to hear these chicks talk. And you look at them, you're like, you're not caffeinated. It doesn't take long at all.
This is a Black problem. No, everybody is going through this. Like the white women are on TikTok losing their minds, telling us marriage does not give women what it used to give women anymore.
She's right.
Again, I'm saying this as someone who does want to be married. But even when I get married, I'm going to have a prenup. I'm going to have certain things in line for myself because I'm not marrying you to get out of anything.
So do you feel like at this present time, because you said kids, besides that, do you feel like you have it all?
Hell yeah, I have it all. I got a good wig. I got a good job.
I was gonna ask you.
I got a good job.
That's all you need.
My still works, like I got money in the bank. I have my own home. Like I have good health. To me, having the freedom to be who I want to be is having it all.
Freedom to be who I want to be. Independence, not interdependence. It's going to end in tears. If these chicks do not learn, and it doesn't look like they're trying to, they will be their own fulfilling prophecies. And those videos where they were looking at KS and saying things like, oh, how dare he say that buy a dog and die alone. That's what these chicks are going to be doing anyways. And of course, you heard her talking about a prenuptial agreement there. Guys, make sure that you head to fathershaverights.com to get free legal information and also the #1 guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement with offer code REVIEW.